Hey guys, what's going on today? Let's see here. I still don't have my phone pulled up to where I can see what the hell I'm doing right now. So I can't watch chat. Let me find. Hey Tech Man, how you doing today? Hey, there we go. Now I got the chat pulled up and see what the hell is going on here. Hey Jacob, Kevin, what y'all doing today? Nice, wonderful Sunday afternoon, or I guess technically Sunday morning still. Time to try some of these boxes done. I hope. That's the general idea, anyways. Need some place I can put my phone. I can see what the hell I'm doing. Let me, if I can move this thing around. What horns do goats have? Well, it kind of depends on the goat there, Kevin. Some goats have it just depends on the, the shape of the horns can be totally different from one breed to the next, or from one, even just from one goat to the next. All of ours, because we're a dairy, have been disbudded. In other words, we've taken the horns off for safety reasons, so they don't get their horns caught in fences or hurt each other or anything like that, or hurt us. So alright, let me turn the old soldering iron on. Make sure she's actually running. There she goes. Oh, headlamp. I got a pile of gland fittings. Hopefully I have enough here to finish. I got a whole bunch of boxes that I've finished, but they're not there's a big old stack of boxes right there. How many I have total? Well, I'm not 100% sure what I got total. What is there? Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 13. 20, 21, 29, 30, 36, 37, 40, 43, 46, 49, 51, 50, 52 boxes right here. So there'll be 52 boxes going out Monday or Tuesday, whatever day I make it to the post office. Actually, probably closer to 60 boxes going out, and because I got a few boxes here behind me that are currently printing, so once they get done printing, I'll put them together. Alright, some that's already bought and paid for, so they got to go out for sure. Oh man, I know I'm a little earlier than normal. Normally I sit down and do this in the evening, but I got time today. Wife's outside doing chores. I got allergy issues going on today, so I don't really want to be outside in the weather. It's nice and sunny, but This time of year, my allergies just horrible. Let's see. Some of these boxes I gotta take the trim off, some of them I don't. Let's get these ones out of the way first while the solder iron's heating up. Hopefully I'm not impeding on some of the other streamers. I know DCA is supposed to go live here in about 2.5 hours, so I won't stream but for a couple hours anyways. Red Panda's supposed to go live. I think he's going live today. He might not be. I think he was home sick for a few days, last time I heard anyways. Staying home sick is must be nice. Yes, Jacob, it does, brother. I'm from the Southwest, southern Colorado, central northern Arizona, so born and raised in the Four Corners area. So as a kid growing up, man, it's high desert, you know. We didn't have the trees and stuff like that. The only trees we had were pine trees and aspen trees up in Colorado. But when I moved to Oklahoma, every year, ever since I've been a kid, it's just fighting allergies. You know, and it's just in the spring and in the fall, basically. So I go get allergy shots, and every 3 months-ish, I get allergy shots, and yeah. And the bad thing is I work outside, so it doesn't help matters none. And my wife likes plants and flowers, so she's outside working in her flower bed right now, and it just drives me nuts. The fact that she wants to have pretty flowers. Whatever. Let's see, I gotta peel off this brim. If I can do these ones. But how many of y'all are looking forward to Red Panda's 100K giveaway? If he hasn't already done it, he should be hitting 100,000 subscribers here in the next few days. Matter of fact, I guess I can roll over here and look and see where he's at. Let's see. Where is Panda at right now? That stuff falling over? Look at it. 94,900 subscribers. He ought to be getting really close here, say in the next week or less. 100,000 subscribers. I just can't believe he's got that many. I can't believe that you guys are following me with where am I up to now? 34 something, 33,000. I don't know.
I don't remember right like that. Trim some of this rim off.
Yeah, I think we've all been watching the GPU market, trying to waiting for prices to come down. But with the GPU, or not necessarily GPU shortage, but with mining still being stupid profitable right now. And then on top of that, the markets are just crazy right now. I've seen how many of y'all got in on the short. I missed it. There's a couple of, I didn't have my short set up on my exchange, on my account. So normally I'll have a short set for really stupid, price. When BTC was 63,000 or something, I would have had a short set at say 55 or something like that. And I looked at my account this morning, and it had like a spike drop all the way down to 51,000, and I didn't have a short set for it. I wish I would have had my short set up. Normally I have shorts, like I said, set for just stupid low prices. That way, if by chance it drops like that, somebody has a whole bunch of Bitcoin and they dump it all at once and don't care about price, they just want to sell it. And they missed out on a couple of massive drops and bounced right back up 2,000 or 3,000 more than that drop was. Could have made an easy couple $1,000 just by playing the short like that. I haven't really followed the Dogecoin. I know it jumped up. What would it jump up to? Like 30 cents? I know I had a guy at work. He lucked in and bought 400,000 Dogecoin for like $1,200 or something like that. He's been holding on to it for a little while, and then when it jumped up to 10, 11 cents, he turned around and sold all of it, and then cashed out and used that money to pay off his truck. But I don't follow and I probably should more, but I don't follow all the drama and all the news and all the stuff like that with all these different coins. Why is Dogecoin bouncing up and down the way it is? I just don't have time to follow that stuff right now like I used to. I used to just sit around in chat groups, and that's what we talked about. Follow the news and keep track of that stuff. And here lately, I haven't even been in Panda's Discord very much, other than just to check in from time to time. You guys with these meter boxes have kept me pretty busy. Hey Henry, how you doing, buddy? Invested in stimulus money? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, he had, well, I guess it was $1,200, the guy that I worked with, so I guess that would have been his stimulus money. Like I said, he bought 400,000 Dogecoin. And now, what is the current price right now? Yes, Chris. Everything's 3D printed. This, like, there's a box. I got a red one. 3D printed glow in the dark. Let's see, what is... Yeah, I mean, hell, Dogecoin's at 30 cents right now. Dogecoin's at 30 cents. So like I said, that guy that I worked with, if he would have held on to his Dogecoin and he bought 400,000 Dogecoin for $1,200, and right now it's at 30 cents, he'd be sitting on $120,000 worth. But he sold, I think he said he sold it at about 30,000. I saw that going on, Asher, in the chat, man. The problem that I have right now is I work Monday through Friday, so I'm gone basically 13 hours a day, if longer, just depends on my schedule. I say Monday through Friday, sorry. I'm gone Tuesday through Saturday. So, and as of right now, I'm a little lacking for space. I have 3 3D printers running right now. So, I could probably get another one, which I've been contemplating it anyways, but I gotta find a place to put it. Probably once I get all these boxes put together and done today, I'm probably going to move my 3D printers once they get done printing what they have to a different spot. Actually get them out of my room. But I don't know for sure if I'll have enough room to add another printer. I do have a 4th printer, but in the process of printing off these boxes here a while back, it shorted out and actually burned up the heating element in the bed. I got a new bed from Purality. They sent me one under warranty or whatever, but I just have not been able to get it fixed yet. So I do have a 4th one, but when order delivery? Well, depends on when your order is. If you ordered, say, 2-3 weeks ago, you'll probably get it next week. If you just now put your order in, about 3 to 4 weeks from now, barring any issues. These printers that I currently have been running non-stop for, well, let's see. I mean, I bought one and I bought a couple printers since then, so they all haven't been running non-stop. But my OG printer, which is the one right behind the camera or next to the camera, don't mind the mess when I turn this thing around. If I can turn it around. Let's see. Here we go. Let's turn the camera. That one right there. That's my OG printer right there. That's the original one. I've had that one for, man, how long have I had that one? I've had that printer probably for 2 years. Roughly. Maybe a little longer now. And I just had to replace one of the, I'm sorry. That's my new one. Man, I'm kind of retarded today. I'm kind of semi-retarded. That's my second new one, actually, is what that one is. That's not my OG printer. Dang it, my phone. Now my phone's being retarded. I gotta find some other place to set my phone. There we go, that'll work. Sorry, my OG printer is actually physically behind me is where it's at. I don't know why I was thinking that was my original one. But anyways, my OG printer, get back to what I was saying here. I got sidetracked. About dropped my phone on the floor. I've had my OG printer for like about two and a half years. I don't remember exactly when I bought it. And that printer has been running non-stop since January 1st. Basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since January 1st. I've had to go in and replace the heating, the nozzles a couple of times in it. No big deal. But I did have a blower motor fan die in it, or cooling fan die in it. So I've got to change a fan in it. Other than that, I haven't had a lot of issues. I have noticed doing these long runs and prints just non-stop. It's kind of weird. The files will get, I guess, corrupted after a bunch of prints. So every so often I have to go in and reslice the file and everything and just redo it. Not a big deal. It just takes a couple minutes. It's just kind of frustrating. I've had a couple of prints go bad because of that issue. I've actually just, the lids were so messed up I just threw them away. Almost like it wasn't getting hot enough between the layers, and if you grab the box you could actually just like peel the layers off of it. It was real weird. Resliced the file and turned right around and fired it back up, and been running non-stop since then. So that was a week ago. Alright, what else we got going on? I ordered 2nd of April. Yeah, it's probably going to be towards the end of April, Henry. Before I get to your order. I'm going fast as I can. Another issue I've been having too is people have requested stuff and they have it set up to where I can't send them messages unless we're friends. Well, I'm not going to send a friend request to everybody that buys a box, so they get skipped. Or I'll send a message to somebody and no one responds, and I'll give them a few days, and no one responds, and so then a week, 10 days later, after I've already skipped them, and trying to get somebody else's order filled, then they send me a message saying that they still want the box. So instead of actually pushing them down the list, I've just been going ahead and filling those orders. So it kind of slows me down a little bit. I know I should make people probably prepay and shipping addresses and do all that kind of stuff, but that's just too much to keep track of. I don't have no store or anything like that set up because, well, I didn't think I'd be selling this many of these things, and now that I have all these orders to do this, I just a lot to keep track of. So just gotta be patient. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 times 6 is 48, and I got 50. What does it cost to make one? Well, I can't tell you that, Asher. That'd be like going to Walmart and asking them, well, what does it cost you guys to buy this product that you're charging me money for? Where do I ship from? I ship from Oklahoma. Missed anything else? Oh, Chris Parker's, you said 2 to 3 hours to print those big cases? No. Try 9.5 to 10 hours to print the case, and the lids take about 2.5 hours to print. So you got approximately 12-ish hours into one print. Roughly, anyways. Could I print them faster and less quality and stuff like that? Yes. I mean, that's just... But I don't want real big, thick lines. I like the higher resolution, especially when I get to the lids. The lids will have my logo or name and stuff in it. So you start getting to the lower resolution, and that stuff kind of all runs together, and just doesn't look very good. All right. Hey, Doge Lord, what's going on, man? Anybody wanting some crypto merch? You go check out dogelord.com. Get some Red Panda t-shirts, DCA t-shirts, Savage Mind. Yeah, I can't think of who else is on there. There we go. There we go. Go check out dogelord.com's website. Get you some crypto YouTuber merch. Oh, hey there, Asher Alt. It's my first donation. I don't many of you guys know I just was able to get monetized actually. About 4 or 5 days ago, I guess. So thanks, Asher. No donations required, but I will soon, once I have time, I don't know, maybe tonight or tomorrow, if I'll have a couple hours to sit down, I'll sit down with Doge Lord and go through and get his get my merch set up over there. Since he has Doge Lord has the drop shipping stuff going on, so you know, the YouTuber creators and whatnot, you're not limited on merch and products. So you know, you can get beanie caps and hats and t-shirts and sweaters and yoga pants, and I mean, there's so many things that they have set up that he can for merch stuff. So if there's something that you guys are wanting, like apparel wise, you know, from any creator actually, you know, just let them know, and then they can get you stuff. Thanks a lot, Doge Lord. Oh. Oh. Haha, Panda, you're slow, man. $20 Canadian. That's like what? What is that? Like $3 US? Thanks a lot, man. Actually, I guess the Canadian dollar has been going up, so I guess that's a good thing. For some, anyways. Yeah. Soon. I don't know how soon, but we'll get it done. Where's all my stuff at, dang it? Hey, Panda, what time are you going live today? If so, what time are you going live today? I know DCA is supposed to be on at 2 o'clock, so I don't want to get into other people's stream. I'm not doing anything of importance. I'm just, as you can see, putting boxes together. Yeah. Buys you a handy. That'd be a real cheap handy anyways. That'd be a quickie. I don't know if that would be worth it or not. Oh, alright. Start putting these things together. I don't have enough lids yet. I'm working on it though. I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 22. We got 22 lids. Got to do errands. All right, man. Where's my? All right. There we go. Trying to get all my get everything figured out here. Gonna have a method to do all this stuff. Apparently so, Eric. That's kind of what I was thinking when I got on earlier. There's like no one on right now. Sleep it in. Depending on where you're at, maybe the weather's nice. Out here in Oklahoma where I live at, I don't know if how many of you guys are into doing rock crawling and off-road vehicles and stuff like that, but we have an area down here in Disney, Oklahoma. It's not too far from my house, down below the Grand Lake Pensacola Dam, and they do a lot of rock crawling stuff down there. So on the weekends, it gets pretty busy out here on the highway. Everybody's out there goofing off, having fun and whatnot. Me, wish I had time for stuff like that. All I do is sit around the house and play with my computers and make boxes. Seems like, anyways, on the weekends. I do have some stuff I have to do outside, so today, well, maybe tomorrow. I have a box that I have to box up and ship to Canada. That'll leave out on Tuesday, so tomorrow I gotta box it up. I gotta finish a box, actually, a meter box. I gotta finish this one right here. Floribama. So I'm guessing you live on the Florida-Alabama border then? Kind of like Kansas City, Missouri? Or Kansas City, Kansas? Depending on what side of the city you live in. Yeah, Eric, it's been raining here for, oh man, off and on for the last several days. So today's the first day that it's actually partly cloudy and sunny and no rain, other than it's supposed to get cold again. I think Tuesday our high is only supposed to be like 41 or 40, 45, something like that. My wife's a little upset because the overnight low is supposed to get to like 29, I think. And she planted a bunch of flowers. So they may not make it. We'll see. If they don't, I guess I have to go buy her some more. Actually, I need to get a drink. Pensacola. Yeah. I've been meaning to make a trip to Florida. I just haven't ever done it. I got some friends that live up over in Tampa. And, yeah, Tampa. And I got some family that lives in... Crap, I don't know what town they live in, Florida. Actually, one of these days, maybe. Hey, Pocket Chain, how you doing? Missed me? I'm always around, just not streaming. I was going to last weekend, but I just, I didn't feel like it. We had a couple of, a couple of good lazy days last weekend, me and the wife. I worked on a few boxes and whatnot, and got a few of them shipped out. I had to tinker around with a couple of my printers because they weren't cooperating like they should. So Oh, come on now, chump change. Yeah, that's a lot more love than Panda because he only sent me $20 Canadian. That's only like $5 US. How how are your guys' printers running? I know you got fairly new ones. I've had to do, like I said, I've had to do some upkeep maintenance on mine already. And I just threw away at least 50 rolls of used filament, or the used rolls anyways. I had 50 of them, I think. Well, yeah, I don't think it was 50, maybe 40. Hell, I after I hit about 35 rolls, I stopped counting. You know, they were the partial rolls of filament that had just a smidgen left on them, and yeah, I probably could have made a couple of PCIe clips, you know, for holding the USB riser into the motherboard, but it's not worth the time and the hassle of switching them out and reloading everything. I'm doing so many of these stupid stinking boxes. I just threw them all away. Whole crap load of them. I got I don't know, like 5 or 6 more rolls of filament sitting here. I'm gonna use it all up by the end of the month. Fried one, lost power. Oh crap! Did it not? So you plugged it into a 240 and it was on. It didn't have a actual like an overload circuit where it would just shut it off, let it set for a few minutes when you turn the power back on, and then try it again, or just totally fry it. I mean, I did the same thing. I had it when I plugged my new one in. It was set on 240, and I forgot to put it on 120, and it wouldn't turn on. But I didn't think about the other way. Yeah, that's not a lot of fun. That smell gets in the house. I don't like it. I guess if it doesn't have an overload, that's kind of good to know. We can learn by other people's errors, right? Yeah, apparently it's not okay, huh? Well, sorry to hear that, but I guess in a good thing, those power supplies, they're not terribly expensive. I've never actually looked at about getting one. Hopefully, they're not hard to get a hold of. I've been pretty fortunate with my stuff that I haven't had a whole lot of power outages here lately, so that is one thing I'm really concerned with, is where I live at, it's not necessarily power. Oh, excuse me, power outages. It's like power flickers. The power will, I don't know, circuits get overloaded or whatever it is. But it just have like a little flicker. It doesn't always reset my, like, shut my printers off, but it has in the past. And I just, on a lid's not a big deal, you know. It's only 30 grams of filament in a couple hours. But when I'm in the middle of one of these boxes, have it mess up like that, I can just trash the whole box in several hours worth of work. It's happened. They do have the auto restart, not really auto restart, but they have have the resume feature in them. But it doesn't quite work well though. You always have some little flaw in the print. Which I don't like, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Got a new board in PSU. Yeah. And you got all version 2 printers, if my memory is correct, right? Or do you have the OG style one with the Pro with the silent board and all that stuff in it? I forgot which one you bought, because I know you have 4 or 5 of them now. It's all my fault that you have them. I guess you can tell Pocket Change that it's all my fault that you guys are making money. I'll take credit for that one. Hey, Say Ray, what's going on, man? Let's see. Want to run a kennel? Oh, come on now. I don't think that would be politically or not politically correct. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think that would be appropriate. I guess some snowflake might have an issue with that. I mean, they'd be treated the same as the facilities on the border, right? Get a blanket, food and water, and stuck in a cage. Of course, you come out here, they'll be put to work. I got lots of work that can be done. They have to work for their food, work for the room and board. You got yards that need to be mowed. You got critters that need to be taken care of. Fences that need to be fixed. Raspberry money boxes. No, Say Ray, hold on. I'll show you in a second. John, that's kind of asking a lot. Like Wi-Fi and recording abilities. I mean, the meter will record your total usage of power. And I know some guys that have bought the boxes, they reset the meter on the usage amount every month, so they can record exactly how much they're using every month. But technology-wise, that would take a lot of work to develop a box and everything with Wi-Fi and all that stuff in there for IRS purposes. So, yeah, sweatshop. Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, you really start thinking about it. These 3D printers with the heated beds and heating elements, they're almost like running a stinking mining rig in the house. They don't put off as much heat as a mining rig does, but they do get a bit warm. Let's see here. I'm gonna show somebody a box in just a second. It's not a Raspberry Pi box. Yeah, I know some of the. When I very first started mining and wanted to get into the 240 side of stuff and ditched the 120, you know, here in the United States, there's not a whole lot of. We don't have a whole lot of choices when it comes to 240 stuff. You know, you start looking at kilowatts and the metered outlets. I mean, I have some here at the house that are metered outlets that I could manually control Wi-Fi. Matter of fact, my mining rigs are on a couple, and I can manually reboot my computer or hard boot my mining rigs when there's an issue and they block up or whatever. But when it comes to 240 stuff, it's kind of hard, and big 240 stuff. So I was looking at possibly having, if I could find something over in Europe and having something like that shipped over here and just change the outlets and stuff out. But cost wise, it really wasn't cost effective. Unless you spend a bunch of money on a PDU. Yes, I have some of those case outlets, John. I've been using those case outlets for a while now. These ones right here. And they run, they say that they run like 220 or 120 on the box. But they will work on 240. So I have little cables that goes from my power supply that plugs into these, and the other end of it goes, or I'm sorry, I plug this into and it plugs into my PDU out in my mining shed. And I got 4 of these out in the mining shed right now, and I got one of them in my other room. And I actually use these also. Occasionally on my 3D printers, in case there's I'm trying to remember, I was having an issue with one of them, and I stuck one of these on my 3D printer so I can manually turn it off. Oh, I know what it was. Is sometimes the printers will finish up in the middle of the night, and I'll be in bed asleep. So instead of getting up and having to restart the printer and everything else, I'd put one of these on my 3D printer to where if I can't hear it print anymore and it's finished, then I can just turn it off. Remotely turn off the 3D printer, so it's not sitting there running all night with the fans blowing. Anyways, yes, the queso ones work. I've used them. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with mine with the router. Of course, mine are out in my mining shed, so I don't have a lot of. There's nothing else on that network other than that stuff. So. How much? What else we got going on here? Did I miss anything? 4-H camp. Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you say that, Tech Man. I am not joking. A friend of ours here a few years ago called us up. You know, we've been raising small livestock and whatnot for a long time. They called us up because we had some baby lambs, we had some baby goats, and a bottle calf, I think. I don't remember what all we took up there. But she worked at a daycare. And this is like a small town farming community, right? That's where I live at. She worked at a daycare, and she wanted us to bring up several little critters for the kids to come out and see and whatnot. So we're thinking like a little petting zoo, and all these animals are bottle fed, so they're just big dumb pets. And when we show up, we get told that the kids that we can't come inside, like the play yard or the playground with the critters for the kids to play with, put their hands on, and everything else, because apparently some little kid that went to a petting zoo one time got bit by a goat or a scratch or something like that, and the parents threw such a fit that they no longer allow the children to touch animals at petting zoos, through the daycare anyways. So we show up, we have to stand on the outside of the fence with all these little kids that were just wanting to crawl over, just wanting to go play with these animals. And it was just, I'm just scratching my head thinking, really? We're in a small farming community, and we have people like that won't let their kids touch a baby goat or touch a baby sheep or anything like that. It's just crazy. What have we got here? Trying to print my own junction box on Creator. But the bed is really sticky. Do you use any presets for Kira for your prints? Eric, I basically just the basic features on Kira. I don't do anything real fancy. I don't do anything real special on my settings. I just, through trial and error, I know what temperatures I need on my beds, and I use the glass plates. I've bought 2 more glass plates, trying to get a specific one, and I guess I'm just going to have to get my my sander out, and I'm going to kind of modify the plate. The plates, when they're hot or sticky, it's just not quite sticky enough for doing my lids. So on my lids, to get the logo to come out, there you go. To get my logo to come out, if I print this lid on one of my other plates, just foobars the logo. Now I can print the lid without a logo, no problems. But the detail of trying to get these logos to actually print out is a little difficult. And I've had some issues with it. And there for a little while I was shipping because I couldn't find a plate that I could do it without doing a bunch of other, I don't want to have to put hairspray or glue sticks or painter's tape. I don't want to do none of that. I want a plate that works. I found one that works, and that's all that machine does is print these plates, or print the lids. And, as you can tell, it does a pretty good job. Occasionally, the center part of the A right here will come out. There. The center part of the A will come out, but every now and then, it's not a big deal. And it does really well on, see, this one here kind of food-barred a little bit, but I'm still going to ship it just because I'm so far behind. Yeah, there we go. Let's see here. I'm trying to do this in the camera where you guys can see this. See, this one here is a little finer print. It comes out It had one little, not necessarily a booger spot, but the way it reflects, you can kind of see a spot. This one here, you know, if I don't keep the plate, every couple of 2-3 prints, I'll clean the plate with some Windex and then go back over it with some alcohol and kind of give it a good scrub. You can see how this plate here, it foobarred the S a little bit. It's missing the center part of the P and center part of the A there, and the G was kind of messed up. But it's a little funky, but those ones like that, normally I'll sell at a discount just so I can get rid of them. Alright, where am I? 2 more boxes to finish up, and then I'm going to start putting some together. What else we got going on? Helium hotspot. I've never used helium hotspot, and I basically run a hardwired network in my house. I have a couple of items that are Wi-Fi, like my TV. That's just because I haven't had time to run the cable to it. But everything else in my house is all hardwired. I want the reliability of the Cat 6 cable versus Wi-Fi. Plus, I also run all Ubiquity network with the firewall, the gateway, internet security gateway, or what the hell they call that, with their hardware firewall and everything else. So I don't have to worry about a lot of the reliability issues. Yeah, the glass beds, Eric. There's a couple of different ones out there. I got one I've been real happy with on boxes. I'll show you on a box. But you got to make sure you keep them clean. Even though you think you're printing, you know, you're just printing plastic. These plastics will have, you know, trace amounts of oils and other components in them. So after a couple of prints, or I was doing it kind of in between every single print, and I stopped doing that. And about every other print, I'll actually wipe the plates off. All right, this box right here was printed with no support for the first layer, so it doesn't have a brim, it doesn't have a raft or anything like that, and it pulls the corners just a tiny bit. You can barely feel it, but for how thick this is, I mean, if I don't wipe it down, and I don't keep it clean, this one here pulled, I don't know how well you guys can see this. It pulled a little bit more than what I would like on this one here. But if I wipe it down all the time, let's see here. This is a different plate right here. You can see the finish difference on the bottom is totally different. And this is with a brim that I print on it. If I don't put the brim on this particular plate, it'll actually pull it. But I don't use no adhesives, nothing like that on these plates. It takes, like I said, it takes a little bit of tuning on your bed temperature. I run 65°C on my bed, and I run 210 on my filament, and I'm using Hatchbox PLA. So for me, those are the best settings that I have found. Other people may get a different setting. Like I said, this plate here, or this glass bed, is a, what the hell is that thing called? Hick top. HICTOP. And it's double-sided, so you can flip the plate over if one side gets messed up. And it does really well so far. And the way these plates are designed, the parts are supposed to stick to them. and then after about 30 minutes or so of everything cooling off, the plate will just release, and the parts just pop off. I mean, it's kind of weird. I'll be sitting there laying in bed or something like that in the middle of the night, if I wake up or whatever, and it'll have a part finish, and I can hear it crack. It sounds like something like cracks or breaks, and these things will just pop off the beds. So I mean, they work really, really well. And just occasionally you got to watch out for sticky issues. And I've been trying to find another plate like the one that I do my lids on, and that one's a different plate. And for some reason, like I said, I have. What am I missing here? Penn didn't get his computer yet. Pocket change? No, Penn has not got his computer yet. Actually, that was one of the things I got to work on today. But I ended up shipping some more graphics cards to Panda a couple weeks ago. And I had another customer computer that I had to finish building and get it out of here. And then Panda's computer is probably going to be later on this evening. Later on tonight, I'll get it wrapped up and finished. Hopefully. It will get done and it will get shipped this week. There we go. I promise. I already told Panda that. See, right here's one of the plates. It's just glass back, nothing on here. But these plates have this coating on it. And this coating here is the one that I print a lot of my boxes on. And the same type of plate I have over here. But the coating on this one, I almost always have to put a brim on stuff that I print to keep it adhered to the plate. And once the brim's down, it's fine. But these plates are anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. So like I said, I bought a couple of different plates. I bought 2 more of these type of plates here, thinking I'm trying to find one with a different finish on the coating, and I haven't been able to get a hold of another one, and hopefully I can. Unlike what Pocket Change or Chump Change doing with his brackets, you're just hanging GPUs on them. So, and he's printing them on the edge. I can't print these boxes really. I really can't print any other way but like this. I'm not worried about the quality, the finish quality on the backside of the box. I don't care. But on my lids, I print them face down like this, and so print quality on that very first layer's got to be acceptable or decent, good. So I got to be kind of careful on what plates I use. I really can't. I mean, I could try to print them up vertically, but then they're only 5 mil thick, so, and they got a radius edge and stuff on them, so getting them to stand up would be a little difficult. I could probably print them down like this, and I had thought about that. Come in and completely remove this support right here, and this support is what actually locks it in the box so it doesn't move. And I thought about doing that, but then the lid will move around and it just doesn't look as nice. So, like I said, I just got to be a little careful when I do them. That's why I've been fighting with different plates. Yeah, I haven't really say the helium hot spots, low round hot spots. I haven't really messed with them, so I guess I need to do a little research on those. I have not done all that. Alright, get a couple more of these here done. Is that bore something, whatever? I couldn't tell you, Eric. what the name of that stuff is. I know it's some sort of coating. I know the plate's tempered glass, but I don't remember what the coating was. I'd have to pull the information up on them. It's only 12:30. So what else we got going on today? I keep rambling on about the 3D printer stuff. I've been unlucky on the Newegg shuffle here lately. I've been trying to get somebody I know was wanting a 3080 Strix card, which they had pop up the other day. I haven't won a lot. I wouldn't say it's been a lot, Tech Man. Come on now. Yeah, I know. I've been seemed like the last couple that I won, I only won because I won the combo. So I got a B550 motherboard sitting over here. I used a power supply that I got from one of the ones here the other day. And I've only won what have I won? Let me think about this for a minute here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 or 6 that I've won, I think. Crap, I don't remember. Let's find out. Won't take just a second. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 'Yeah, alright. I've gotten 7 GPUs and 2 CPUs. There we go. That's what I've won. Yeah. I wonder who's going to be the first one to get screwed with those. Other than we know the 3060s are nerfed, but yeah. I wonder how many they're going to ship out. And then are they going to stop making the other ones? Or are they all going to be nerfed pretty soon? And I don't know why, what the big deal is or why NVIDIA's doing it, because ultimately what's going to happen, they'll put a bunch of Nerf cards out there. We'll stop buying them. Then the potentially after the summer, market's going to get flooded with non-nerfed cards, and next thing you know, Nvidia is going to not be selling no graphics cards because there's going to be a mass flood of graphics cards on eBay and Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and everything else, potentially from all the non-dedicated miners, I suppose. And they're going to turn around and not make any money anymore. Last time we watched Kelly Poole. Wealth Talks. What are you talking about? Screen Cache 2. Oh, yeah. Those stupid mining cards are... it's just like last time. You know, when they came out with the mining specific cards, they charged more money for them. And the performance wasn't there. More money for less performance? For a card that later on down the road is worthless because you can't do nothing else with it? That's just ridiculous. I guess the only way a mining specific card is beneficial is if you're a massive farm and you buy in, thousands and thousands at a time. Then they might be efficient or more efficient. And you're running server cases with Delta fans and you're putting them inside those cases because they have passive cooling on them. They don't have any fans. Then, but cost was, when those cards come out, they weren't cheap. You assume that if they're mining specific cards, you have no input outputs on them, you have no fans on them, they'd be cheaper to build, but they're not. Hope you're not talking about me having Red Panda voice, because that's not me. Not me at all. Don't be asking a woman about her age. Come on now. You guys know better than that. What else we got going on in the world today? Other than a bunch of tech news, huh? I've been out of the loop. Out of the loop. Wish I was retired. That'd be nice. Being able to stay home and focus on projects all day would be nice. Tax prep. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that this year. I haven't started my taxes for 2020 yet, but I've cashed out a lot last year. But thankfully, I got a farm, and because of the farm, we have a lot of expenses. So. Glow in the dark. Like that one? I wonder how well that would pick up on the camera. Yeah, I kind of agree there, John. That was one of those things that, with my job, yeah, okay, fine, I'm union. They froze our pension a few years ago after the bankruptcy for the company that I work at, but we're still union. I got 20. Holy crap! What is this? May. So in a month and a half, it'll be 24 years that I've been there. And I got at least 17 more, I think, before possibly thinking about retiring. And yeah, the taxing you here and taxing you there, and if you cash out, if you don't cash out, I mean, I'll be afraid to see what it looks like, 15 years, 20 years from now. But I do have a farm, so it'd be one of those things that I'll probably never fully retire, just because of the farm. And when it comes to the farm expenses, there's always stuff to reduce the amount of taxes that's owed every year. So what's the advantage, Kevin? Because it looks nicer? It looks nicer, less work for somebody to do. Because I can. What other reasons are there? There's lots of reasons. I mean, yeah, you can go buy a marine grade box, and you can cut a hole in it and do everything. But by the time you buy that marine grade box, cost wise, it's not much difference in either buying a box like this or making your own. Plus, you have the, if you make your own, then you can say you did it, right? Yeah, I understand that, John. Unions are great, but I don't know. Most of the people running them are no good. They've been bought out. They're company men. However you want to look at it. Matter of fact, that was something that our union right now is dealing with. That they've had some union officials or union people, members, been accused of, or call them coyotes, that they're being reporting stuff to the company, even though they're union people. Pissing a lot of guys off. Eric, that is not white. Let me set it up here. I don't know if I get my room dark enough to see it. Figure something out here in a minute. Not the reset on the hold. Market hold. Yeah, I know. Has it gone down any more today? It's back up from its low earlier today. Well, Tech Man, I kind of disagree with that. That unions aren't needed anymore. Maybe in certain jobs. I mean, I can't speak for police unions and firefighters union and all those other unions like that. I can only speak from my union. And one of the things is they do serve a purpose. I may not always agree with what they do, but one of the things that I can't agree that if we did not have a union like where I work at, as many of y'all know, I work for a commercial airline, and if it wasn't for my union, I probably would not have a job right now, because they have been fighting outsourced maintenance for years with the company. Contractually, when I first hired on out there where I work at, the company was only allowed to farm out heavy maintenance, like 20%. So 80% of all maintenance done on heavy maintenance done on a aircraft that we flew was farmed out. 80% of the maintenance had to stay within the United States. Now, over the years, the company wanted 50%, and they agreed on 30%. Then the company wanted 50%, and then they agreed on 35%, and through the different contracts. So, if the company got what they wanted when it comes to maintenance, all heavy maintenance would be outsourced right now. All heavy maintenance would be in El Salvador, Mexico, Singapore, places like that. I mean, do I agree with what the unions do on a day-to-day basis? Most of the time, no. But when it comes to protecting jobs and keep people employed, I mean, it does work. Now, do I think unions should protect everybody? No. Because if you're a lazy piece of crap, I don't think you should have a job. And because of the union, people like that don't get fired, or they can't fire them. So the unions protect people from being singled out because some supervisor had a disagreement with them. Yeah. So I mean it had its benefits. I know some of the police unions are pretty. They protect their own no matter what. So yeah, sorry, Mike got muted for a second. The wife stepped around the corner. I think she's gonna go take a nap. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't like labor unions. I don't like. My main beef with most of the unions anymore is they're they're too political. They sided with one side, and I don't agree with a lot of that stuff. But I mean, they do serve the purpose, and not all unions are equal, of course. What else we got going on? We got that. Okay. I got print. Got another lid finishing up here in about 30 minutes, I think. Oh. Sure is quiet today. I don't see no one going live on my notifications, so I'm not stepping on nobody's toes. I don't want to be that guy. Alright. Just give the old solder nut a break. Biddy. Alright. Oh. Had to go get me a snack. I need a snack. Gotta have a snack. Let these cool off a little bit. Some of them anyways. I wonder. Yeah, that's not going to show up. Kind of see how this glow in the dark would show up on the camera. You can kind of see it in there. If I had like a little box, you can kind of put it in there. This is a glow in dark blue color. I had somebody order these here a while back, and I guess his business partner or whoever it was didn't like them, and he wanted me to ask if I would exchange them for some black ones. So yeah, you know, nice guy that I am, I said okay. I didn't have to, but you know. I want to do it this way. Yeah, it kind of sounds like my wife. You know, she don't. She knows I have all the computers and I do all this stuff, but she doesn't have any idea how any stuff operates or anything like that. Other than she has a computer and she does her spreadsheets and stuff on it for the farm and program for the dog pedigrees and stuff like that. So let's see here. Maybe put this up a little higher. I can see it again. What we else got going on today? Like I said, topics we want to talk about, stuff we want to discuss, stuff that I might be familiar with, not familiar with. You know, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood. Question of the day. So how many orders do you guys have left, pocket change? Or do you know? I seen the thing pop up today on Discord that you restarted the orders again. I don't keep up with all the different Discords and channels. It's hard enough to just keep up with my own, so I guess you guys probably had too many orders and overwhelmed and getting behind, like me. Hey, guy, I can't pronounce your name. Kalani, or Gasson. See the red boxes? Like that one? Or that one? Pandagasm. There's a link down in the description to my Discord channel, and there is a order page on Discord. Just kind of follow what everyone else is doing and read the pinned messages. I'm currently probably 4 weeks behind on getting stuff done. I got approximately 50 boxes right here to do and ship out, so I'm a little behind, but I will get to you eventually. Oh, game killer, okay. See, everyone uses different names, man. Discord name's different, your YouTube name's different. Mine's all the same. Oh. Yeah, what is dog license though? I hate, you must live in town somewhere then, because I live in some big city or something. I have to have a dog license. I think it's just another way for cities to get money and get paid. What kind of rules and regulations can we enact to get a little more tax dollars to fund our BS projects that they want to get done? It's a good thing I don't live in town. Most racks. Oh, okay. 4 weeks out. Yeah, I thought I was doing bad when I start looking at the number of orders and how many boxes I have with what I print per week. I'm at least 4 weeks at least. Unless a bunch of people, when I contact them, they don't respond, then okay, fine. But that's why probably today or tomorrow I'm going to move some stuff around to where I can add another printer. Or that's the general idea anyways. Alrighty. Put some screws in that one and we're ready to go. There's some over there though. Yeah, I need to look down through my list of orders. I had a couple people wanting some custom boxes made, and I just had to skip them. I mean, I right now I'm so far behind to do anything custom. I just don't want to, totally shut down production just to make a one-off or a couple, 2 or 3 boxes that were custom. So sure I've got my tool here in a minute. Get all these threads cleaned out. Then I can put in the screws.
Nothing going on in chat?
No one talking? I'm standing here and talk to myself. Yeah, for some of you guys that have seen some of my early videos, had some drag racing stuff from back last September. Well, I'm going to be doing that again this year. I'm going to be doing Rocky Mountain Race Week. So I'll be in Colorado for a few days, and then back to Nebraska, and then back to Kansas. That'll start the second week in June. June 12th through the June 19th, I think. Yes, Eric. I am. When you put in these brass inserts, I don't know how well you can see that in there, but when you put these brass inserts in, a little bit of plastic will get in it from melting them in there. So I will sit here and these are M3 threads or screws. So I'll go back and use a tap and clean out all the threads. That's why it takes me a little bit of time to kind of work on these things and get stuff done and shipped out on the weekends, because I go through each one, have to install 4 of these inserts, and one at a time go back and clean them out, and then put a lid on it. Did I do that one already? Yeah. So it's a little time consuming. It's not horrible. But this is almost sort of what I do on my job. I've been a heavy structure mechanic on commercial airliners for a long time, so I've drilled, reamed, shot rivets, thousands and thousands, if not millions of holes. Not a big deal. Just one at a time. Kind of get into a rhythm. Until you drop one. Stay there. All right. Get close. Well, Eric, I don't know how old you are, but that's one of those things that I don't know. As I've gotten older, just patience is just one of them things, man. You just can't. It's something you got to learn. You can't rush it. I guess that's why the old saying, patience is a virtue. From my experience and with my job, dude, you gotta have patience. You can't rush a job. Because it goes one of those things that, working on commercial airliners, if it's not like working on a car, I mean, it's one of those things that if you work on a car and something fails, something goes wrong, they just pull over the side of the road and fix it. It's not a big deal. With what I do, if something goes wrong, well, there is no pulling over. So you got to have patience, and you got to take your time with stuff, and it's got to be done right. There's no other way. How many amps can these take at 240? Well, Pandagasm. That sounds a little dirty, but the name's a little dirty anyways. These are 30 amp outlets. So theoretically, under the 80% rule, 24. So that the outlets and stuff don't get too hot or overheat or whatever. The box is made for this outlet right here. So we take a lid and put it in the box, like and so, with the meter that goes in it, and it goes in the box like this one. There we go. I don't know what direction I need to turn the camera, but that's what it looks like when the outlet in the meter is installed. No, but I don't have the wire on that one, and I don't sell them complete. This one here is getting shipped to the one and only Red Panda. It's getting sent out on Tuesday. And I really don't like that one. But yes, about 24 amps. Like I said, that's under the 80% rule. Any more than that, the wiring, the outlets, I mean, it can get hot. I've had some people question the PLA that I use in these boxes, saying that it's not rated for the temperatures or something like that. But it's also one of those things that when you start doing the research, the marine grade boxes that you buy and some of the boxes that, like the blue outlet boxes and stuff that you buy, the material that they're made of, they're rated to 120 degrees centigrade or something like that. And for the PLA to get to where the point where it's I guess pliable, takes like 150 degrees or something like that. It'll get soft and pliable, but it's still rigid enough to actually melt it to where you can print with it. It takes like about 85 degrees centigrade, I think, minimum. So heat is never an issue with these things. The heat's and it's in a box, but your heat's going to be, at worst case, it's going to be from the outlet or from your cord. Kevin, I have not done that. That was one of the things when it comes to the custom order. I need to sit down and actually kind of figure that out on the design part. I know how to do it, but problem is the way this box is made. I don't know how it'll sit in the side. May have to put something behind the box to space the box out to get the right distance. Cut your drywall hole the same diameter as the box, and then this will still attach straight to the wall, to the box, and hopefully flush with the wall. But I have not actually sat down and done that yet. I guess I need to. I've been procrastinating that. I got so many other orders to do first. Most everybody that I know, they're running an external outlet and cord in a basement or something like that anyway, so I've only ever had like one or two people ask potentially for a plate like that, so the need to get it done has not been there. .32 amp PDU. Yeah, but you still shouldn't, your PDU might be a 32 amp, but you still shouldn't be maxing it out. Especially if you're running a L6-30R locking outlet. Because like I said, theoretically, you don't want to go over that 24 amp threshold. I'm assuming you're on the list, Jeffrey, then? Well, how far down the list are you? Like I said, I got, I don't know how many did I just... 2, 4, 6, 7... 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I got 22 boxes done. I just gotta get lids done. Yes, Kevin. Give me just a second. You need to trim. You need to actually drill the holes, and you need to trim off the tabs on the edge of the outlets. When I originally designed these boxes, I had no intention of doing a 110 outlet. The 110 outlet was kind of an afterthought. Well, the way the 110 outlets are made, they're actually different. So the support, the metal bracketry are a lot different. So they don't fit in the box very well. So I can show you just a second. Let me get this box here done. I have an outlet that I've already modified to actually fit in the box. Oh, that one will work, I think. Another option is too, because sometimes with these boxes, guys are putting in a double one, like 120, just a regular square one. this right here is a square 120 outlet, and typically a standard outlet, you know, you'll have those ears on them. Well, the boxes that you normally mount outlets in are a lot taller than these boxes. Or not a lot, but just maybe like a ½ inch taller. Wish I had one to actually show you. Anyway, so you got to trim off the edges of it, and then not knowing when I did this, like I said, being an afterthought, not knowing if these were all standardized and not buying a bunch of different brands and doing all of that research and extra legwork, I made this to where this outlet plate will sit flush in here, but you have to go here on the back side, and so it looks correct, or aesthetically looks correct. Center these holes the best you can, and use something like a screw like this with the small head on it. You put the small head through here, and you put a little nut on the back side, and that'll lock it into place. Now, another option is that people can do, if you have an outlet like this, you're under 120, you don't want to run more than 15 amp outlet, 120, that's 15, 18, 80%, so like 1500 watts. So theoretically, when I was running mining rigs and stuff like that, I would only run a single rig off of a single outlet. Now, this outlet here is only rated for, I think this is just a 15 amp one. I don't remember what this one was actually rated for. Another option would be a 20 amp 120 volt outlet, and it has this extra little doohickey leg in it. Well, and it's round. It doesn't look as nice, but if later on down the road you're going to upgrade to 240 volt anyways, you get a lid like this, and you have to do a little modifying to the ears, or just cut them off if you wanted to, because it will fit within the same dimensions as my box. Now, and the screw holes right here on the right next to the outlet are the same screw holes as these ones right here, and these are the ones that I use to install this with. But anyways, so it will line right up. Doesn't look as nice, but it does work as a single 120 volt. So I mean, if you got a 1000 watt power supply, you don't want to run more than 1000, 1200 watts on a single outlet anyways. Plug it in, single outlet, boom, you're done. So I mean, that's just another option. You know, you can get these outlets, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay, Kevin. So you ordered two separate. I wasn't sure if I had shipped to you or not yet. I know I shipped to the post office, and they be a little slow here lately. Well, y'all gonna have to pay attention to your breaker that you have, not necessarily the outlet, but the breaker. I mean, there ain't nothing telling you can't, that you stop me from putting a 20 amp outlet on a 15 amp breaker. So you're gonna be breaker limited no matter what. Breaker limited and wire size. Really got to be careful with some older houses. There was a point in time where they used 14 gauge wire in houses. and sometimes 14 gauge aluminum wire because it was cheaper. All right. Come on, dang you. Just got a piece of plastic still in there yet. Yeah, see, that's not good. 14 gauge wire on a 20 amp breaker. I'd be careful with that. Personally, I wouldn't use any more than, no less than 12 gauge. Yeah, I'd be real careful with that. Like I said, that was always an issue. I think trailer houses are really bad about that. 14 gauge, using 14 gauge and everything. I'd have to run the numbers on that one. I got a cheat sheet around here somewhere. I probably can find something. I guess according to the chart, it's safe up to 20 amps on 14, but typically, I think it's going to have a lot to do with the temperature and how long it will run, and longevity wise. I mean, is it something? I mean, you're going to be using it for mining, so it's not like it's going to just be ran for a few minutes, over time. So personally, I don't think I'd want to pull any more than 15 amps at most off of a 14 gauge wire. I mean, I've ran extension cords and the 14 gauge extension cords, and I don't think I'd want to run any more than, oh crap, I run 1,000 watts on an extension cord, and it ended up being I don't think I didn't pull any more than 10 watts or 10 amps or so. That was kind of the max that I would do on them. Just gotta be careful with them. When you get up and running, let it run for a while. You know, and you can feel the wire. Go feel the connectors and stuff, and see what the temperature, if they're hot or anything, because they will get hot. There it goes. Somebody's having some issues with trying to cross thread on me. I've actually had a cord that I was running. It was an industrial extension cord. Then when I very first started mining back in 2017, I had this industrial extension cord, went out to my 30 amp RV plug. Now it was a 30 amp 110. No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. It was 30 amp 240, but I had a 110 adapter, and I plugged my industrial extension cord into it, and I ran it to the house. Well, my industrial extension cord is 150 foot long, and it's a 12 gauge wire. But because of the run, the length of the run, pushed a lot of current, and the connector that my power supply was plugged into, that was actually in the house, is one of those ones that have the little LED light in it that lights up when it's plugged in. I started looking at it one day, and it looked a little funky. It looked discolored. And upon closer inspection, it was actually, that outlet was getting, the plug-in was getting really hot, and was actually melting the inside of the connector. But that was one of those things I really had to watch closely until I switched everything over to 240, which then basically fixed all that. Just got to be careful. That's kind of why I don't, on these meter boxes, I'll sell you a box, I'll sell you a meter, and I'll sell you an outlet, but I will not assemble them. Because that's one of those liability issues, you know. What happens if I wire the box wrong, or outlet shorts out, you know, because the wires touch, I mean, something. I mean, there's always no problem selling the box. And the meters and the outlets come from the manufacturer, so it's not like, you know, if there's something wrong with them, I didn't do it.
It's not good. I have one of those in the garage for a roll-up door like that. Otherwise, the entire house.
Yeah, and see, I don't remember, like, I have an old house, John, so my house, everything's 12 gauge. In my house, I thought that was kind of the standard 12 gauge for everything. Maybe current building codes is different, I guess. For all my mining stuff, like when I make the boxes and stuff for myself, I use 240, but I use 10 gauge and everything. Yeah, I think my dryer's bigger than 10 gauge. I use this stuff right here for meter boxes. When I build my own, I buy a spool of this stuff. 10 gauge, super thick insulation. It's I guess they call it like power cord stuff for equipment and stuff like that. This is what I use for my meters. Had good luck with it and no issues, so. I actually gotta finish a box over here.
today. I actually get here in about 10 minutes. I'm going to get off here. I got to run to the old Lowe's, find me an outlet. Well, and actually, John, most of your power drops from the power pole to your main panel. Crap, they use aluminum for that. Derate the cable. I have not actually heard that one, John, on the derating of the cable. I just know that in industrial, they don't use solid cable or solid wire. They use the braided wire, because braided wire will transmit more electricity across it. And from my understanding, it was always more power and less heat. Hey Daryl, what's going on, man? Yeah, that was, I don't know, I've always used stranded wire when it comes to running 220 and when it comes to running my mining rigs anyways. It's just so much easier to work with. Only bad thing with stranded wire at times is the outlets, the connection. When I buy outlets, I always try to buy outlets that have the plate that you put the wire behind versus having to wrap it around the screw. Makes putting outlets and stuff in even easier anyways. Alright, couple more. I gotta run to town. Actually, earlier when I turned the mic off, the wife had actually come in and was saying she wanted to go get lunch. That while I was finishing up these last few boxes, she was gonna go take a short nap and then run to Lowe's. See what kind of toys I can buy. I have a tool addiction. I always find some cool little tool or some little thing or something that I just gotta have. I just bought a new one here the other day. I'll show it to you guys in just a second. I have a fondness of tools like my iFixit screwdriver. I love this thing. Probably the best screwdriver, small form factor screwdriver that I got. I love it. Hey, iFixit, how about a sponsorship? You give me tools, I'll give them away. So, like I said, I got a semi-tool addiction. You guys tell in my videos, I use the Milwaukee drills and stuff. There's another one. The actual drill motors, I have 5 of these 12-volt drill motors. The little impact gun, I got like 3 of these. Some here at the house, some at work in my toolbox. I have the long reach 1/4 inch ratchet, the short reach 1/4 inch ratchet, the 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 impact gun. I got their high speed, I got their die grinder, I got their big work lights. I love my Milwaukee stuff. Like I said, I just acquired another one here with a Milwaukee tool, and the thing is freaking cool. It's actually a 1/2 inch drive ratchet that it's not just a ratchet. All right, let's see here. Let's see how well this is. How much camera space I got here? Not a lot. I'm gonna move my phone out of the way. All right, this is the new one that I got. This is a 1/2 inch drive M12 fuel ratchet. Not only is it a ratchet, it's also a electronic torque wrench. So the way this thing operates is actually really cool. I was when I saw it the other day, Milwaukee had some special going on to where, and I need to get this thing calibrated. I haven't done it yet. Had a deal where you spent like $500, you got a $150 off coupon or something like that. So I bought this thing, and it's, like I said, it's a 1/2 inch drive. Actually, you get this out of the way. Can we see it better? Anyway, so this, like I said, it's a 1/2 inch drive torque wrench. Does 10 or 15 foot-pounds up to 150 foot-pounds. Since it is a electric ratchet, also it'll run. So you run it down, it stops, and then you crank it and final torque it. So I like it. I like it a lot. That'll be added to my toolbox. But the battery's a pain to get out of it. There it goes. Like I said, this is like the baby version of it. It's just not a torque wrench. It's a I got my camera at a funny angle so it doesn't. Anyways, this is a 3/8 drive long reach. I got a couple of these at work in my other toolbox. When I was turning wrenches every day, I use them every single day, so they're all beat up and tore up. I just acquired this one here, just a bare tool, here a couple weeks ago, just to have one at the house. And these things are, I tell you what, they're so nice to have. throw a battery in it, take it anywhere you want to. It's got plenty of power. I mean, they are big. I mean, compared to like an air tool, but I don't have to cart an air compressor around everywhere I go when I need it. Oh, let's see here. Tools look dangerous. Yeah, they can be. I use a drill and screw after you install them boxes. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin. When you use a soldering iron, you can see on the tip right there. You know, it gets plastic in it. And the way these things work, the soldering iron heats up to about 275 degrees, and it heats up the little brass inserts. So I install that little brass insert over that little stud, and when it melts it gets plastic inside of the threads. So I'll use a drill to basically clear the plastic out. If there's a lot of plastic in some of them. Some of them most of them I probably don't need to. I just do it anyways. So I use it to clear the majority of the plastic out, and then I come back with the tap so the screws will actually fit in nicely. Alrighty, guys. Well, on the roll-up TV screens, well, typically, Dan, from my experience on those torque to yield bolts, that's one of those. What, you run them down until they stop, and then you go a half a turn. Or on some of them, the ones I've experienced, there was actually like a measurement that once you run them down to like it was a stud basically. So you'd run it down to a certain point. You went a quarter turn, and then you measured your bolt sticking out or the thread sticking out of the nut. So typically on stuff like that, that's just it's not a true torque setting. You know, you run it down to a certain amount, and then you go like a certain amount of turns, or quarter turn, half turn, whatever that torque yield is, whatever they give you in the actual directions. My wife never gets mad about stuff like that. I don't complain when she buys something, and she don't complain when I buy something. That's kind of the agreement. As long as we have the money in the bank, she don't care. That's why I buy tools and guns and more tools, and I bought a new truck. I don't care, or she don't care. Alrighty. Alright guys, well, I think I'm going to call it quits for the stream. I'm going to go run to town and get done what I got to get done. And then see about getting the rest of these boxes finished up when I get home. I may or may not stream again tonight. I don't know yet. Bought the wife a new car, huh? So she gets the new car, but you don't? Oh, come on now. Yeah, I actually bought the wife a new car last year, so she wanted a minivan.
So, all right, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna get off here. Like, subscribe. I'll probably may stream a little tomorrow. Maybe later on tonight. I might do a little later tonight. I don't know what else I'm gonna do or not do. Maybe. Hell, I don't know. We'll just play by ear. I don't make any plans. I don't like planning and scheduling, so we'll just play it by ear. All right, guys. I'm gonna get off here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Space Goats out.
To be a woman in charge. I became that woman because of a little dress. I am Diane von Furstenberg. This season of my podcast, In Charge with DVF, I sit down with some of the women I admire most for intimate conversations about the journey of life and survival. Listen for free only on Spotify, beginning March 12th, with new episodes every Thursday.